Hi, I'm Elizabeth Ross. I'm a graduate student in the program in Rhetoric and Public Culture at Northwestern. This is Tracy Holden. She's with me today to present our panel, which is anchored around the 1959 kitchen debate, which celebrated its 50th anniversary this past summer. So that's what our panel is centered on. This was a debate between Vice President Richard Nixon and the Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev. And what we wanted to do was take this debate and talk about the cultural implications that defined the moment and also defined and shaped how we are looking back at that moment and how we look at our own time, quite frankly. So as far as my own work, I'm looking at privacy and how it is contained in the object of the Cold War car. And in particular, I'm interested in looking at moments of inversions of public and private space. So the Cold War car could be seen in a way as a hybrid space with both public and private features. And I know we're short on time, so maybe I'll turn it over to Tracy, who can tell you a little bit about her work.
The work that I did sort of frames Elizabeth's. What I started looking at was the 1951 and 52 MacArthur speeches. He's most famous for the 1951 address to Congress, Old Soldiers Never Die. In 1952, he was considered a candidate for the presidency, that not a viable one, but he appeared at the convention, which parallels, as we see, a lot of the material that shows up in the Manchurian Candidate, probably the epitome of Cold War films. And that brackets Elizabeth's work in the way of looking at how these themes of anti-communism, the fear of the Russians, and the salvation of technology for the American public tie into the development of the car. And our author, who could not be here with us today, Nana Gorman, talked about some other information, the development of technology and of color film in particular, and the cockpit type of look for the American kitchen as a center of activity and technology.
Did you get any feedback during this convention about your project and research?
I think we got some very good feedback. We had some interested visitors who posed a lot of interesting questions to us and told us about their work. And obviously the Cold War is a very broad topic, but it seemed to arouse a lot of interest, so we were very happy about that.
All right, thank you very much for your time. Anything you want to add?
I'll just say one of the best parts was being able to interact with the other scholars. Elizabeth's at Northwestern, Ned's at Illinois, I'm at Indiana University South Bend. And although we're physically proximate, it's really nice to have the face-to-face ability to talk about how our papers intersect and go forward with our scholarship.
All right, thank you very much for your time.
Nice to meet you as well.
Thank you. Great to meet you as well.